Hi guys, Coach Brianna here. Thanks so much for joining us for Gymnastics Recess. Today we're going to be doing a quick warm-up and gymnastics stretch. Now you won't need a lot of space for this, but before we get started, go ahead and check your area around you. Just make sure it's clear so you're not going to bump into anything. Also, before we start, make sure you're healthy enough for exercise, and remember you can always take a break if you need to. You guys ready to get started? Let's go. We're going to start by getting our heart rates up. That way our muscles are nice and warm before we stretch them out. Then they're a little bit more pliable and you guys can stretch just a little bit further, hopefully. So we're gonna start by jumping our bodies out to an X shape. Go ahead and show me that X. Then we're gonna bring it back to an I, and out to an X, and back to an I. And we're gonna go a little faster now. Let's go X, and I, and X, and I, and X, I, X, I, X, I. Now, what are these called?
Jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks. Go ahead and jumping jack with me. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna freeze. We're gonna put our hands up nice and tall next to our bodies. We're gonna squeeze our tummies, squeeze our tushies, and we're gonna do a little bunny hops using our ankles to jump up and down. And we're just gonna keep our legs nice and tight, our whole body's tight as we're jumping. And we're just gonna bounce, 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 bounce it nice and tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go forwards and backwards. Can you jump front and back? Good. Keeping your tummies tight, keeping our tushies tight. Squeeze those legs together. Let's go side to side. Side to side. You're probably getting a little bit tired, maybe a little bit winded, breathing hard. That's great. We're gonna do 3, 2, 1, and freeze. All right. Whew, you feeling it? I'm feeling it. All right, let's put our feet just a little bit apart. And we're gonna take our arms up and back and up and back. We're gonna do some arm circles backwards. Let's go a little bit faster. Faster, faster. And bring them up. Go forwards, down and around, down and around, and a little bit faster. Let's bring them out in front of us, and we're gonna go open and cross, open and cross. And let's do crisscrosses, just like this. Crisscross, and give yourself a hug. Give it a big hug out. Let's bring our feet back together. Squeezing our tummies tight, squeezing our tushy muscles. I know that sounds funny, but that's such an important gymnastics thing. Being able to squeeze our tummies, squeeze our tushies, squeeze our legs together. We're gonna lift those arms up nice and high, right by our ears, tall as we can go. And we're gonna go up on our tiptoes, releve, and back down to flat feet. And up to our tiptoes, and down to flat feet. Let's do 5 more of these. Go 1, down, 2, down, 3, down, 4, down, 5. And hold it up on tiptoes. Stretch as tall as you can for 5, 4, don't wobble, balance is the key. 3, 2, 1, and fold your body over. Try and touch your feet. Go ahead and relax into this stretch, keeping the backs of our legs nice and straight. And feel it right back there on the back of our legs. Just let yourself droop. And maybe you don't touch the floor, maybe you do. Either one of those is okay. It depends on your flexibility level. Let's go ahead and touch our hands to the floor and bend our knees down, squat. And we're gonna super glue our hands to the ground now. And we're gonna straighten our legs out as much as we can. And that might only be a little bit for you, or maybe you're a little more flexible and you can straighten them out all the way. And let's go back down, squat. Hide your tail feathers. I like to call them tail feathers because I feel like a little duck going upside down in the pond when I go up. Let's go tail feathers up, and tail feathers down, and tail feathers up, and tail feathers down, and up and 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 down, and freeze. Let's go ahead. Can anybody make their feet go flat on the floor? This takes ankle flexibility, and that's a tricky thing for us also. So we're gonna go ahead and do 5 toe raises in this position. Try it with me. Go 1, I'm lifting my heels up and down. 2, heels up and down. Find your balance. 3, up and down. 4, up and down. 5, up and down. Let's go down on our hands and knees. And we're gonna stretch out our wrists all different directions. So I want you guys to start by showing me your hands. Put them up like you're saying stop. We're gonna rotate them down, push them to the ground. Go like you're holding something, drop it, and we're gonna put it down on the ground. Sit back on your heels. You should feel it stretching right in here along the front of your arm on that underside. And then go ahead and show me your nails. Ooh la la. Don't worry, boys, you can do this too. And put them under, and then wiggle those fingers out. Say hi to your knees. Hi, knees. Hi, knees. Now, if you need a little bit of an adjustment, maybe your wrists aren't very flexible, then your hips are gonna be up and forward. And if you have a lot of flexibility, you're gonna be sitting back on your heels for this. All right, we're gonna walk our hands out forward, do our seal stretch. And that means that we're gonna try and push our hips down to the floor, feet together. Let's go tail flippers up, and I'll turn a little bit so you can see this a little bit easier. We're gonna put our tail flippers up and down. Let's do 5 of them. Ready, go 1, 2, squeeze those tushies, 3, 4, and 5. All right, now we're gonna put our legs out apart, just a little bit of a straddle position, a teeny tiny straddle, and that should help our hips go slide into the floor. We're gonna try and bring our toes up to touch our head. Now, some of us will be able to go really high with this, and some of us aren't gonna be able to stretch very much in this, and that's okay. Either way, you are. So we're gonna come on back down. We're gonna go back up to hands and knees. Let's lift one leg up like a doggy tail, and bring it back down. Lift the other one up like a doggy tail, bring it back down, and we're gonna push our bottoms all the way back to our heels. Armpits into the ground for kitty cat stretch. Hold it, 3, 2, 1, and come back up. Okay, we're gonna sit down now on our bottoms, and we're gonna stretch those legs out straight in front of us. And again, I'm gonna angle out just a little bit so you guys can see me a little bit differently. Okay, and we're gonna start by putting our hands right next to our tushies, getting our chest up tall, and we're going to do flex feet and point feet. That means that my feet are going to point away from me, and then I'm gonna flex, pull my toes towards me, and point, push them away. Go flex and point, flex and point. Point 1, flex 1, go ahead and switch them off. We're gonna make 1 foot pointed, 1 foot flex, and switch, 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 switch. And can you roll your ankles around the sides? Roll them around and roll them the other way. All right, now we're gonna go toes, knees, and chest, and here's what that means. Gymnastics is so much about learning how to squeeze our bodies and then also do our flexibility while we're squeezing, which is something that makes it unique from other sports. So we're gonna start by pointing our toes, and we're just gonna think about our toes. So we're gonna point those toes way down to the ground, curl them, make your ankle flat, straight line, and squeeze. Then we're gonna add our knees. I'm gonna squeeze my knees, press the back of my legs into the ground, hands right next to my tushy. I'm gonna add in my chest, and I'm gonna make myself go very tall. So now my toes are pointed, my knees are squeezed, and my chest is tall. Good posture, and relax. Whew. If you are really working hard at squeezing all those muscles, it's a little bit tricky. Let's try it again. Let's start with our toes. Toes, knees, chest. Again, relax. Toes, knees, chest. This time reach up tall, keep squeezing everything, and stretch all the way forward. Try and get your hands on the floor next to your feet. Try and get your nose in between your knees. And we're gonna try and hold it nose between our knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, only stretching as far as you can with straight legs. Then we're gonna flex our feet up. Go ahead and pull them up off the ground. Again, we're keeping them nice and straight while we do this. Go ahead and drop those elbows down if this is an easy stretch for you. Maybe you can't quite reach your toes and you're feeling it at the back of your legs anyway, just right here, and that's fine too. Stretch as far as you can. So I'm gonna stretch way out, put my hands all the way over my feet, drop my elbows down a little bit, and then I feel it. Nice work, everybody. Let's go ahead and point our toes back. I'm gonna bring my arms right next to my ears. They're gonna squeeze the sides of my head, and I'm gonna lift from my hands to come back up. So we're gonna do it on the count of 3. Ready? Squeeze tight. 1, 2, 3, pop up. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my straddle stretch. Make sure you have enough space. We're gonna do it in just a second, just like Lil over here is doing. So we're gonna reach up very tall, very tall. And on the count of 3, we're gonna balance on our tushies while we bring our straight legs out to the sides. So we don't want them to slide on the floor because they get a little bit stuck. So we're gonna lift them up and snap them out to straddle. Let's try it again. On the count of 3, ready? Stretch up tall. Squeeze those knees down to the ground. Point those toes very tight. Stretching very high. 1, 2, 3. Snap, straddle. Very nice job, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna take this hand right over here. Place it on the ground in front of me. Other hand up to the sky. And I'm gonna stretch it over like a rainbow over to my other foot. And I wanna keep my armpit open. I don't like it stinky and I'm airing it out. I wanna keep it nice and open so the air can get to it and so that I'm stretching the side of my body right here. Keeping my legs straight, keeping my toes pointed. Now this one's really tricky because some of us like to turn our knees forward. Your knees should not be facing me. Your knees should be facing up to the ceiling. We call it turnout in gymnastics. And it's a really important part of what we do for our jumps, for our leaps, for our gymnastics dance, and for any of our straddling positions, including cartwheels. So we're gonna go ahead and come back up to the top, and I'm gonna switch hands. Other hand down, other hand up, and I'm gonna go over to the other side, like a rainbow. And again, you should see a curve right here, all the way down the side. You should feel it stretch the side of your body right here. Keep that armpit open, you don't wanna close it down. Keep it nice and open right here. And come on up. We're gonna put 2 arms up next to our ears, turning my whole torso, but keeping my legs nice and flat on the floor. Press my heels in, press the back of my legs in. I'm gonna stretch out, nose to my knee. One hand on either side of your foot if you can do it. And again, I'm keeping my legs straight. The back of my leg presses into the ground. I'm keeping my knees pointed up at the ceiling throughout. And then I'm gonna try and put my nose down to my knee, like I'm smelling it. Smell it for 3, 2, 1. Now arms squeeze really tight by the sides of your head and lift with your fingertips up. We don't wanna lift our heads before our arms. Turning to the other side. Let's keep these toes nice and pointed while we do this. And stretching all the way down. Can we put a hand on either side of our foot? And nose to our knee. Right here. Squeezing these knees right here. Squeezing the thigh muscle while you guys are doing it. And then we're gonna keep these toes pointed on both sides. If you're feeling it on the back of your leg, congratulations. You are doing the right stretch and you are getting more flexible as you do it. Great job. So let's go ahead and squeeze those arms tight to the sides of our head. And we're gonna pop up in 3, 2, 1, pop up. And we're gonna go down to the middle, but here's where it gets tricky. We're gonna take 5 seconds to get down. So we're not gonna thud our way down. We're gonna take 5 seconds to control ourselves. Keep those knees pointed up to the ceiling, toes pointed out to the side. Let's stretch up tall. If you're feeling your muscles work, if you're feeling stretching happening, you are doing this correctly. Nice work. Let's stretch it out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands down in the middle. Now you might be less flexible. You might be up here, and you might be more flexible and way out here. Either way, I want you to make sure your knees are pointed up to the ceiling. That's like if you had a smiley face drawn on your kneecap, it would be smiling at the ceiling, not forwards at me. Keep it smiling up to the ceiling on both sides. And then from here, let's go ahead and drop our elbows down. Can you guys show me your cute faces? Go cheese. And show me your grumpy faces. Grumpy. And show me your surprised faces. So excited to be here today, right? And show me your crazy faces. Crazy face on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Crazy face. Very nice job. Let's walk those hands back out. Arms are gonna squeeze by the sides of our head while we pop back up. Ready? Squeeze tight. 1, 2, 3, pop up. And we're gonna snap those legs back together on 3 also. Now you'll remember, this is like when we brought our legs out to straddle. We're gonna balance on our tushy, lift our heels up just a little bit, squeeze our knees, point our toes as we bring them back together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, snap together. Good job. We're gonna curl down backwards. Ready? So we're gonna curl back, means our lower back touches first, and we're gonna take 5 seconds to get down. Keep your arms by your ears. 3, 2, 1. The rest of the way down, very nice. And squeeze everything tight like a pencil. That means you're gonna squeeze your tushy muscles, your knee muscles, your toes. You're gonna try and press your lower back flat under the floor. Very nice. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should feel all those muscles working. I think we're feeling it right here. And then we're gonna bring our feet up to our tushy. We're gonna bend our knees. Put one foot on either side of your tush. And you know what? I'm gonna have you rotate this way so everybody can see what we're doing here. And scoot towards me. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Woo! There she is. Okay, we're gonna put our feet really close to our tushy. We're gonna bring our hands really close to our shoulders. Fingers point towards our shoulders. It's really important that our hands don't turn out wide to the side. They point right back to our shoulders. Elbows in, and we're gonna push up, no heads. Pushing through our leg muscles, pushing through our arms, and making our armpits go open and back on 3. 1, 2, 3, push up, push, and it takes a lot of muscles. If you've got a little one, they may not be ready to push all the way up, and that's okay. We're gonna really push our hips up, and our goal is to make sure our shoulders right here push backwards, away from our feet without moving our feet, without moving our hands. If she can, she's gonna try and make her legs straight in this position, but it takes a lot of flexibility for that to happen, lots of practice. Come on down. Okay, we're gonna rock and roll it out, because if we stretch it one direction, we wanna stretch it back the other way. So she's gonna come on up. She's gonna put a hand on each shin, keeping her knees in tight and her head in, and she's gonna rock up and back. Go ahead and do 5. She's gonna keep her feet together and her knees a little bit apart. Knees a little bit apart, feet together. This is actually our flipping position, our front flip position and our back flip position. And we keep our knees apart so that our heads don't get smashed on our knees while we're rolling or flipping, but our feet stay together. And go ahead and sit up to a tall pike. Pike is straight legs, pointed toes, tall position. She's back where we started earlier. We're gonna go ahead and have her curl down again. 5 seconds. She's gonna start by rounding her ribs. Round and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And she's gonna stretch back. And we're gonna do this bridge one more time, this time with our feet together. Go ahead, bring your feet in, nice and together. Fingers back to the shoulders. This time her feet are together for this bridge. And she's gonna push up. 1, 2, 3, push up. Woo, little harder to get it together. Now, if bridge is going really well for you and your armpits are way back, you can try lifting one leg up. Go ahead and lift it. Woo, try and make it a straight leg with a pointed toe. 1, 2, 3, bring it back down. Other leg up. Straight leg, pointed toe. 1, 2, 3, bring it back down. Can you put a hand on your belly? This one's tricky because you gotta balance on the other hand. It's a really hard one. Well, maybe not. And put those hands back down. Okay, come on back down. Go ahead and rock and roll it out. One hand on each shin. If you've got a little one, they've got very heavy heads and they may need some help with rock and roll. A hand right behind the head. If you've got bigger ones, they should be able to do it on their own. All right. Okay, that is it for us today. You guys have done a great job. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you'll join us again for another gymnastics recess. Thank you guys. Have a great day.